Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Friday short condensed slate we have within college basketball. Yesterday, full disclosure, was not my best performance, 0-3 on the card. So we're looking for a bounce back tonight. I'll give you guys 3 picks that I do like in tonight's contest. We don't really have any big games. We got a couple conferences I like to dabble into. And outside of that, probably the biggest game on the card will be the UCLA Bruins traveling on the road to take on the Indiana Hoosiers, which I do have a play in that. Not a big one, but I do have an angle that I'm going to shoot here. UCLA's been very, very outstanding. 17-7 with a pretty strong win-loss record against the spread. 13-10 on the season, and covering 4 of their last 5 games with a push. So UCLA has been proven to do well in terms of the last 5 games. But in this contest, I do want to switch into Outlier right now to show you guys what I'm looking at. But before we do, guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us here on the channel, okay? And we're firing back here. We're going to be taking this big primetime spot, 8 o'clock tip-off. This is at Assembly Hall, where the Hoosiers are hosting the UCLA Bruins. Now, we do like UCLA in terms of a basketball club. And this is one where I am going to take a little bit of a shot here on the Hoosiers at home. We are seeing the number move from UCLA -2.5 to all the way down to -1.5. So a little bit of a move in the direction of the Hoosiers. And that right now you can find a +2 in the market if you want it. So I will be taking +2 with Indiana as we wake up here. And I don't actually even mind some Indiana Hoosier money line if you can find +110. That's pretty good value there if you just want to pick a home winner. And the reason why is we look into this, guys. UCLA, yes, great club. They can play well. They can also play really bad. If you remember how they started off the season. But now we look at a UCLA club, okay, that just traveled on the 11th to play Illinois on the road, okay, very similar travel spot, Indiana, Illinois, same kind of difference there from a flight perspective. And I'm not sure if they're staying out, which would make sense. But as we look into the February spring schedule for classes, this was the big concern within the Big Ten, Pac-12. That realignment that went down is how did these travel spots get covered? Well, let's look at UCLA a little bit, playing outstanding against Penn State, Michigan State, Oregon, all at home, okay? They go on the road. They take care of business out there on the West Coast against USC, Washington, okay? But when they did travel on the little East Coast swing, Rutgers, Maryland, Michigan at home in between the travel spot, Nebraska, okay? It's something where you look into this down the board, guys. They are not doing well when they have to travel. It's the whole West Coast, the East Coast. We're going to play that narrative again here, and I think we're going to get maybe not the better team, but the best team in this spot with some points. So give me the Hoosiers +2. We're going to fade the Bruins tonight. We'll see how this plays out, but just a play on the travel number. That's what I'll be doing in the 8 o'clock tip-off between UCLA and the Indiana Hoosiers, okay? Next, let's go back to Old Faithful. We need a win. We got to hit it up. This is one where I do like going into little Ivy League action. Yale Bulldogs hosting the Penn Quakers. We're going to lay the 16, okay, the 16.5 here with Yale. I actually think I made this same exact bet last time these two teams played, and it did prove to be very fruitful, okay? We look back at this contest on February 1st. Penn was hosting Yale in that spot and losing 90-61. Yale, they can play some basketball, and they can score points with the best of them. They do get in the last couple games, they have been getting upwards of 100 points per contest. And if we dive into this matchup a little bit, you can see kind of in terms of defensively, Yale stacks up 70th, but 15th in scoring on offense. That's what really jumps off the page at me. And defensively, therefore, the Penn Quakers with a 6-14 record, 2-5 in conference, almost bottom of the pack in points allowed on defense. So give me Yale. We're going to lay the big number and see what happens in that spot, okay? And then the last game that we are going to get into, I did want to kind of play that Iona game, but we're going to stay away from that, and we're going to keep this one within the St. Louis Billikens in the Loyola Ramblers. Okay, so we're going to go Loyola Chicago in this spot, and I'm going to find it here on the board. Okay, and that's kind of what we're looking at here as the Ramblers are hosting the Billikens. 15-9 on the season, 6-5 in conference, and I'm going to lay the -2.5 here with Loyola Chicago. Okay, so give me -2.5. I think it's the correct side. St. Louis 14-11. The biggest thing that we have kind of going in our direction here is the only thing that this is going to be happening is I think that it comes down to what Loyola brings to the table defensively. Also, I do think this is something where you look into kind of what St. Louis is doing. We'll look at their past performances. This is something where they're kind of reeling right now, losing 4 of their last 6 games and losing 2 pretty convincingly against George Mason and St. Joe's. So give me Loyola. All right, I think that's a great home favorite here, -2.5 to round out my 3-pack of bets on the day. Also, there is kind of a lean towards the under in the Loyola game. If you can find that number at 140.5, that number has not moved, but that will be one that I will be watching as well. So a little same game action if you want to get into it. But for me, guys, we're going to go a recap of the best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us here at TBM Sports. But we'll be going with Loyola -2.5, Yale -16.5, as well as we are going to be taking the Indiana Hoosiers at home +2 right there as a home dog. Okay, live home dog as if you will, as well. So that's what I got. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's kick off the weekend with a boom, and we'll see you guys all back here as we get into the Saturday slate. Bigger little card, a legendary matchup within Alabama and Auburn. We'll start breaking that game down very, very shortly right here on the channel, as well as the Canadian matchup between the United States within the 4 nations face-off. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy it. We'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.